डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Namaste dear students, I Dr. Himanshu Patel welcome you from the Chaitanya Studio of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Open University. We are in lecture series for the program Bachelor in Computer Application and paper BCA 304, that is System Programming and Introduction to Microprocessor. So, in last session we discussed the component of system programming. In today's session we will learn about 8085 assembly language, procedure to write and execute a 8085 assembly language using microprocessor kit, assemblers. We have brief introduction of assemblers in last session, but today we will understand assembler in detail. We will also learn what is assembler directives, and finally we understand what is two pass assembler is. So, let us start with 8085 microprocessor assembly language. So, here in 8085 assembly language, we know that in assembly language we are using mnemonics. So, 8085 assembly language has a 74 instruction having 246 bit patterns, and 8085 is a 8 bit microprocessor. That means 8085 accepts 8 bit data from the input device and send it to the output device as per command. The set of 8085 mnemonics is called 8085 assembly language. There are 74 mnemonics that you have to remember, which performs certain operation or task. The assembly language program written for one microprocessor is not transferable to other. That means assembly language programs are machine dependent. Whatever instruction that is available in 8085 may not be available in 8086 or other microprocessor. So, we have to remember that, and machine language and assembly language both are processor specific and non transferable. It means what? The 74 instruction set available for 8085 which may or may not be available for other microprocessor. So, if you are writing program for other microprocessor, you have to remember different set of mnemonics or instruction specific for that processor. So, assembly language program is not machine independent, it is machine dependent rather. So, you have to rewrite program for other microprocessor. If you are writing program for 8085, same program may not be run on other microprocessor. Now, we understand how to write and execute 8085 assembly language using microprocessor kit. Now, you might wonder what is microprocessor kit is. So, first we look at some images of microprocessor kit. Microprocessor kit generally looks like this. Here we have hexadecimal keyboard available that we can use to write mnemonics. So, here you can see we have this hexadecimal keyboard which may includes execute button etc. to execute your program, and whatever result you will get is displayed on this 7 segment LED display. So, this is microprocessor kit. You can write down your assembly language program in this kit and you can execute by pressing execute button, and whatever result you will found is displayed on this small 7 segment LED display. Now, let us try to understand how to write assembly language program for 8085 in this kind of microprocessing kit. So, let us go back. The first step is you have to write source code in mnemonics. Mnemonics are 74 that you can use for 8085. Once you write down source code in mnemonics, you have to convert this source code into hexadecimal code using table. Remember, mnemonics are little bit code like LXI, INX etc. So, these are the English word or symbols, but ultimately computer understands 0 and 1. So, whatever instruction is for particular instruction, there is a corresponding hexadecimal code. So, once you write down program in form of mnemonics, then you convert equivalent hexadecimal code, and using that hexadecimal code you can enter in that keyboard and then you can execute. So, second step is to convert source code into hexadecimal code using table, which is readily available. For each 74 instruction, we have certain hexadecimal codes. So, that table is readily available and is fixed. Now, you have to enter opcode in user memory in sequential order using the hex keypad. Whatever data you want to enter, that you can enter using that keyboard, and execute program by pressing execute key. The answer will be displayed in 7 segment display. So, this is how you can write 8085 assembly language program using microprocessor kit, which is of very little cost that you can purchase from market, and itself you can enter these data. But remember, what is difficulty is, first you have to prepare program in mnemonics or 8085 instruction, and then you have to convert that into equivalent hexadecimal code. That hexadecimal code and whatever data you need to enter, you can enter using that hexadecimal keyboard, and finally you can execute your program by pressing execute key. But your program is not saved, you have to, it is very difficult to edit your program. So, these are the some of the limitations of writing microprocessor program using kit. Now, how 8085 microprocessor works or how it executes assembly language program. There is a monitor program inside microprocessor that translate your hexadecimal code to binary code and stores in read write memory in sequential manner. When the execute command is given, microprocessor fetches each instruction, decodes it and execute it in a sequential till the end of program. Now, whatever code you have entered is stored one by one in memory available on your kit, and once you press that execute button, it will start executing your program from the very first line, and then it is executed one by one till the end, and whatever result is there, you can see that inside that 7 segment display. But remember, first you need to convert that mnemonics into equivalent hex code, and this hex code is again converted into machine code by monitor program of 8085 microprocessor. So, this is little bit tedious process. So, how can we overcome that? So, here using ASCII keyboard, we can directly enter mnemonics instead of opcode. That means, you need not to enter hexadecimal code, you can directly write down whatever instruction is there using ASCII keyboard. But what is a problem is that microprocessor kit has a hexadecimal keyboard and assembler is not there. So, we need assembler to convert these mnemonics into machine level language. So, assembler is required. So, another way of writing assembly language program is, you have to write down this program in mnemonics form, and using assembler you can convert that program in directly into machine language. So, let us see how to do that. Let us take one brief example that we can easily understand. We want to write a program to add two number which is hexadecimal number. So, program takes content of 209, adds it to 200B and store the result back at 200C. Now, remember that 2 byte is required to store data. So, for 2009 and 200A, we store first number. In 200A and 200B, we store second number, and finally, we write answer back at next memory location. So, this is how we want to do. Here is the flow chart for your program. You have to get first number, then you have to get second number, then you have to add two number, and finally, we want to store result back into the memory. So, let us try to understand how this will work. So, here you can see at memory location 2009H, we have stored hexadecimal number 80, assume that, and 9 and A stores 80 and B and C stores 15. So, 2000 B and 2000 C stores 15 number. Now, what is cumulative of these two number? We have 95H that we want to store at location C. So, here is a how it works. So, we want to store these values stored at this location into A register or accumulator, then we transfer this number to register B, and then we fetch second number inside accumulator, and we will perform addition inside accumulator, and whatever result is there we want to store at location 200C. Here is a steps. So, first step is you have to initialize HL register pair with address. What is first address? 2009. So, we want to initialize HL register with first number address, where the first number is lying, store the number in accumulator. We want to transfer that value stored at memory location into accumulator or A register, get the second number. We want to fetch second number which is stored at 200B H, and we want to add two numbers and store the result in B or C, whatever, wherever you want to store, and go back to monitor. So, this is the flow of our program. Now, let us see how to write down assembly language program. So, this is actual program. Here these instruction LXI initialize HL pair with 2009. So, it is points to first number, we can understand. The second instruction move M to A means whatever HL points to address, we want to fetch its content inside A. So, load the accumulator with first number, then next number is at 200B. So, we increment HL pair by 1 or 2 byte, and then we write add M, which means we want to add second number to accumulator, and finally, we again increment H. So, it moves 2 bytes further, and whatever result inside accumulator, which is sum of two numbers, we want to store there. So, inside 2009 and A we have first number, inside 2000 B and C we have second number, and inside next location we have result. But we cannot add these in hexadecimal using hexadecimal keyboard. For these we require ASCII keyboard. Now, let us try to evaluate your progress. So, here is a question: the assembly language of 8085 contains how many instructions? We have already discussed that there are 74 instructions, and that instruction with how many bit patterns? So, answer is 246. So, from these given option, the correct answer is highlighted in red color, which is 74 and 246. Now, let us try to recollect what is assembler. Assembler is a program that converts your assembly language program back into the machine language. so that you can execute that program. And what is the advantage is, you need not to type hexadecimal code, you can directly write mnemonic using assembler. So, assembler is a program that translates the mnemonics into machine code. Usually assembler is not provided on microprocessor kit, and for that program can be entered in mnemonics using ASCII keyboard. So, this is the advantage. Now, assembler translate mnemonics into 8085 machine language code and allocates memory location to each machine code, and it avoids manual assembly and error associated with it. The code can be easily edited and corresponding changes are made by the assembler in the memory location and jump sequence. So, this is the advantage of using assembler. You can directly write code in mnemonics, you need not to remember its hexadecimal codes, and you can easily edit your program. So, these are the advantage of using assembler. Now, we know that 8085 is a how many bit processor? So, it is a, we know that it is a 8 bit processor. So, it can read 8 bit data at a time from input device, and it can send 8 bit data to the output device, or it has a 16 bit address bus that can address 16 bit address, and it can read 8 bit data at a time. So, there are certain input output ports are given where you can read your data and you can send your output data. So, input port is where you can read input and output port is where you can send your output. Here the IO port are nothing but on off switch, that means it represents 0 and 1 which is connected to the input port having address 00H. Remember, input port address is 00H and output port address is 01H, and that 1 represent 5 volt and 0 represent ground or 0 volt, and each switch controls the corresponding device at output port. The microprocessor is required to read the bit patterns on the switches or input port and send the same bit pattern to the output port in order to turn on the corresponding device. That means, it can read data 8 bit from input port and it can send data to the output port, and 5 volt represent 1 and ground or 0 volt represent 0. Now, how to read data? So, for that we have in instruction, and to write something we have out instruction. So, here you can see, to read the bit pattern on the switches and send the same bit pattern to the output port, we can write down IN00H, which means we want to read from input port which is 00, and we want to send same data to the output port which is 1, number 1, and halt means we want to stop processing. Now, what is disadvantage of these? That it momentarily send input data to the output and then stops, but suppose you want to continuously read your input data and that same input data you want to send output device or output port continuously, then what we can do is we can modify this program to continuously loop input and output. So, for that we need to modify these like this. Here we have label start. Start means here is a label where you can jump. So, it reads data from input port, send same data to the output port, and then instead of hold we write down jump start, which means again go to input port, read data, send same data to the output port. So, continuously scan input device and send data, same data to the output device. Now, when microprocessor execute instruction these, it enables the tri-state buffer and bit pattern formed by switch position is placed on the data bus and transferred to the A register. Now, this data is stored in which register? Accumulator or A register, and this is called generally reading of input port. Now, what second instruction do? We already discussed. Then these instruction place the content of accumulator on the data bus and enables output port, and this is called writing to an output port. Now, we discussed drawback, and now let us try to understand. If we write down this program in a microprocessor kit, what you have to do is, this is our mnemonics, right? This is called label, but for in there is a corresponding machine code or hexadecimal code, which is dB in this case, and this is called operand or data. So, it is 00 in this case. So, we have to remember dB and 00 for first instruction. For out we have D3 for example. So, here instead of out you have to write down D3 in case of microprocessor kit, and 01 is the data, and for jump instruction we have C3. So, in case of microprocessor kit you have to enter these, and in case of assembler you can directly enter this. So, if you modify this, you need not to change this hexadecimal code, because it is the responsibility of assembler to read this program and convert it into directly into machine code, not even in this hexadecimal value, but in whatever 01 represent that. So, this is how we can write assembly language program. Now, this is a called manual assembly. First we write mnemonics and then we translate corresponding hexacode. We have already discussed that. Now, what is the advantage of using assembler? We have already discussed that. You can directly write down this assembly language program in mnemonics form, which is very easy to edit and execute. Now, let us try to understand how to write down program using assembler. So, here assembler provides some directives. That directive tells assembler that you need to have starting address this or something like that. So, this is a program. So, here we first write down EQU. EQU means equate, which is a nothing but assembler directive. So, it specifies input port address. So, we want to tell assembler that input port address is 00. So, here it write down EQU 00H. Then we write down out 01H, which means the output port address is 1. Then we write down ORG 2000H. So, here ORG is a assembler directive that tells assembler that assemble machine language program starting with address 200H. So, in memory the beginning address of our program is 200H. Similarly, here we write down in, it is a label, here we start writing program. So, in port 0. So, port 0 means read input switches, then we write down out port 1, that means turn on output device, and then we finally write down jump to the start. Start is nothing but label. To continuously loop through input output, we write down this routine, and at the end we write down AND. So, this is how we can write program in assembly language program, or we write down using assembler, and there is an advantage of using assembler. Now, we quickly go through assembler directive. So, ORG is specifies object code will be stored starting at location this. EQ is the directive which is abbreviation of word equate. The program defines two equate, port 0 and port 1. In this program, it would be easier to write port address directly with the instruction. So, instead of defining port 0 and port 1, we can directly write down that value with instruction itself, and label is the program where you can jump. So, in this case label is a start, and AND specifies the end of assembly language program. So, these are the some of the directives that you can use inside program. We will elaborate these in later session. So, we have two pass assembler. Now, if what is task of assembler? Assembler reads assembly language program and convert it into machine code. So, two pass assembler does this process in two pass or two phases. The pass 1 reads the entire program, and pass 2 in pass 1 first it creates one symbol table which scan entire program and prepares list of data and value used inside program and creates symbol table, and in second pass it actually executes program. So, two pass assembler, to arrange the program, the assembler examines throughout the program twice, whose process is termed as a two pass assembler. So, entire process is done in two pass. So, let us see what is happen in pass 1. During initial period, the first memory place is calculated from ORG. We already know that ORG specifies starting memory location where your program stored. Statement furthermore makes the location counter to initialize. Further, assembler will go through every instruction as well as records in address column of initial byte of instruction. The vision of location counter is to look all the way to every byte in the program. The assembler in addition will produce symbol table for the initial period, and when it comes across a label, it records label and its location. So, basically it scans the entire program and make entries in the symbol table. Now, how symbol table will look like? Let us see in next slide. So, for our program, this is a start, in, out and jump. So, this is a label or opcode, this is operand, and whatever operand is there, its entry is stored inside symbol table. So, port 0 represents 0 0. So, symbol table there is a port 0 and its value is 0 0. Port 1 represent 1. So, port 1 and its value is 0 1 is inside symbol table. These start location starting from start address 2000. So, it stores start is at or start specifies 2000. So, this is how pass 1 is completed. In pass 2 or next stage, every instruction is observed. Furthermore, the mnemonics as well as label are changed by machine hex notation, which can be visualized as. See, in initial symbol table, it represent hexadecimal value, but in next step, it is converted into equivalent machine code. So, in is represented by DB, out is represented by D3, and jump is represented by C3. So, this is a second pass. Now, it is ready to, all references are ready. So, assembler can start executing program from location 2000, and whatever value it encounters can be found from symbol table. So, this is the working of 2-pass assembler. This is called assembled print file. So, you can write down like this: 00 is port 0 or EQU 00H, then 001 is equal to port 1 and EQU 01H, it means output port address. ORG 2000H means starting address of program is 2000. In port 2, port 0 means we want to read from port 0. Out port 1 means we want to read from port 1, and what is value of port 1 is specified here. That means port 0 equals 0, port 1 equals 1. So, here it ultimately it represents 01 and 00 and 01, and then we write down jump start. So, start is represented by 2000, and finally we write down AND. So, these here whatever we write down in red is a mnemonics or assembly directive, whatever we write down in green is a hexadecimal code or data, and this is a address, starting address or memory addresses. So, in today's session now let us quickly check your progress. So, in assembly language program, if I write down IN00H, what does it denotes? So, it reads input switches. So, whatever option is given, read input switches is the right answer. So, in today's session, we have learned about 8085 microprocessor assembly language, how can we write program using microprocessor kit, and how can we write down program using assembler. We have also discussed what is assembler directive and how 2-pass assembler works. Now, you must get idea about symbol table also. So, I hope you enjoy this session. Thank you and happy learning.
स्वाध्यायः परः